Hello, 7th and 8th grade Bobcats. Welcome back to what will be hopefully a great last week before spring break. We have 1 week leading up until spring break. Let's go out and let's make it a great week and finish strong, and then we can relax for a week, get rejuvenated, and get fired up for the rest of the 2016-2017 school year. On this week's Bob lesson, I'm going to continue talking about some bullying stuff, and I'm going to talk about what is probably the most powerful thing in bowling, or when somebody gets disrespected, and it's the power of the bystander. Now, if you'll recall, whenever we have a disrespectful interaction that happens between somebody being disrespectful to another person, and we have other people in between that a lot of times are there to witness it happening, that are there in the same physical environment as it happening, and you guys in that role play such a pivotal and a key role in shutting down disrespectful behavior, siding with the person that is getting disrespected, and in a healthy, non-confrontational way saying, hey, that's not cool. Let's not be disrespectful to people. Because the moral of the story is, if we allow this to happen and we allow it to continue, sure, it might not be you that's involved in it, but someday it could be you that's in that situation getting disrespected by somebody else. If we allow something to happen, implicitly let it happen by being in the same environment and not doing anything about it, not doing the right thing, then that it's only a matter of time before that comes full circle and you are the one that's targeted. We should not allow an environment here at Helena Middle School or anywhere where we condone, either explicitly or implicitly, where we condone disrespectful behavior. Step up, do the right thing. If you see somebody get disrespected, calmly say to that other person, hey, we don't need that. We don't need that disrespect. On these videos, I'm going to show you some videos from the series that we have been watching where other people describe how they shut down disrespectful behavior, the role they play in a bystander situation. And because the reality of it is even when you get out of middle school, you get to high school, you become an adult. There are people that are being disrespectful everywhere in every environment you're in. So these are really important skills to learn right now. By being a good bystander and stepping up and doing what's right, you never know whose life you're helping or whose day you're helping save. So let's get started on this video, The Power of a Bystander. Go out and make it a great week at the Helena Middle School.
Question that individuals who are, quote, bystanders have more power than they realize.
One person could do a lot. One compliment, a smile.
Say hi.
How's it going?
Cool shoes. Be a friend.
Say you're awesome. You're not going to get laughed at if you say you don't know that person's life. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their home life is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Really?
No.
Stop.
That's not cool.
Every time that you speak out is one less person getting bullied every day.
I think you can save someone's life if you do that.
I work in a business where some people are a little bit arrogant. And, maybe they're having a bad day. And, I've seen this thing kind of happen where, you're on a film set and someone seems to be in a really bad mood and they're treating people pretty badly. And generally you can see that they're treating like an extra badly or a stand-in badly or a cameraman badly. And no one ever confronts them. And I'm a big confronter. I will generally call a meeting into my trailer with a producer, with either the person who's causing what I think is unnecessary tension and disruption or being particularly mean. And I will say, look, I come here every day to try to be a part of creating an environment where we all can do our best work. And this behavior isn't going to fly. And what I often find is that it's when you confront someone who is behaving in that kind of bullying fashion that they're really stunned, because normally they can get away with it because everyone's just like, oh, they're in a really bad mood. And what are we going to do? Oh, my God, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You talk to someone. And everyone's sort of whispering and sneaking around instead of walking up to that person and saying, what is your problem? What is your problem? Because your problem is becoming our problem. And in fact, we were having a really good time until you entered the scene and created an environment that was unpleasant, disruptive, and unnecessary. And you know what? It's not going to make anyone work any faster or any better. The ways in which you get people to work faster and better is to treat them as equals and to treat them as people who care about their work and you care about your work. And, it's only when people come together that you can accomplish something.
if you're on the sidelines and you see another human being being hurt physically, emotionally, do something. Even if it's as simple as being their friend, reaching out, smiling, inviting them to sit with you at lunchtime, giving them a support system so they don't feel so alone, so they can build up their confidence a little bit and feel more accepted and feel a little bit safer in the world. I'm not asking for somebody to step in and start slugging away at a bad guy. That's obviously not the way to handle the situation. But to be a good person and to extend a helping hand, to smile, to make eye contact, to be inviting, to be kind, can make all the difference.
Harass, there's tons of things you can do. The first would be to get involved in a polite and friendly manner, in a peaceful manner, and stick up for that person. Say something. Because it is kind of, especially when someone's saying something to you, when you're ganged up on, you feel alone, you feel scared, and you feel helpless and weak. So support system, showing your support for someone else and feeling supported by people is one of the first steps and the biggest steps towards destroying and demolishing bullying altogether. And so that's why I think whether you know someone or not, it's incredibly important to know whether you would like something being said or done to you in the same kind of manner. And if you see that and it's not something you like, then get involved and get in there and help them.
All right, this week's quote of the week comes from none other than the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And he said, and I quote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And I love this quote so much, and I think it ties in perfectly with being a great bystander, because essentially what he's saying is injustice or disrespectful behavior anywhere, letting that be anywhere, is a threat to justice everywhere, is a threat to being disrespected by everyone. If you think about it like a garden, if you allow weeds or unwanted vegetation or weeds growing in your garden, if you let any of those take root in your garden, even if it's in the parts where it's not affecting the carrots or the cucumbers or the corn or whatever it is you're growing, eventually it's going to spread and it's eventually going to take over your garden. It's going to choke out the good stuff that you want growing in your garden. It's going to steal all the nutrients from the corn, the tomatoes, the potatoes, everything you have growing in your garden. So essentially what this quote is saying is that we shouldn't let it happen. We should never condone it. We should never allow disrespectful behavior, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. All right, this week's Jellybean Question of the Week winners are Jason Mandy, Robert Birmingham, Alex Bullock, Sydney Floyd, Juan McDonald, and Devin Elliott. The answer to last week's question was I. EYE. This week's Jellybean Question of the Week is, what number do you get when you multiply all of the numbers on a telephone's number pad together? If you think you know, get your answer in by Friday. All right, 7th and 8th grade Bobcats, let's make it a great week at the Helena Middle School last week leading up to spring break.